head over to the Big 12 here, game number 1 tonight. And boy, this is going to be a fun one, huh? How about Baylor taking on Texas in Austin, Texas, laying that 4. 146.5 is that total 9 o'clock Eastern time tip. And well, let's say no rest for the weary here, Drew. It's the Big 12, boys. Buckle up. Here it comes. Listen, Baylor's really kicked it into another gear. Nice win against Arkansas over the weekend. Texas, not exactly a great showing there last time out. But what do you think here with UT at home here tonight?
Sure, Joe, you bring up Texas, not all that great showing last time out, but they are 12-1 at home. Just 3-7 their last 10 against the spread. So it's kind of almost some cross currents in how to kind of handicap the Longhorns here. I will say this, they are a top 10 offensive efficiency team, and they knock down 75% of their free throws. So putting the point spread in this range, they kind of qualify as, hey, if you like them, maybe fire away here. The only thing is, going up against Baylor, this Baylor team's pretty good, winning 6 straight, 5 of their last 6 against the spread, in the money. Scott Drew, as we know, a good head coach here in college basketball, and they're getting healthier. You brought up the Arkansas game. They also knocked out Kansas and Oklahoma, holding their last 3 opponents to 69 points or less. So they're playing really good defense right now. That's enough for me to stay off of the Texas side. Having said it, though, I didn't bet it side-wise, totals-wise. Flirting with 149 here and talking about Baylor holding their opponents, to 69 or less. Those 3 opponents, including Kansas and Oklahoma. If you need a bet in this one of the best games on the board here, Joe, I would look towards the under in Baylor and Texas.
Yeah, no, I don't think you can go wrong with that. Baylor's done a hell of a job of slowing things down and outscoring just about everyone here. It's been a hell of a roll for them. They get Cryer back there, Jimmy Adams, and boy, oh boy, that backcourt is something else. But I do believe they're a game behind Texas in the conference. So this is a huge game for just about everyone involved here tonight. How do you see it playing out?
Yeah, it's hard for me to step in front of this Baylor team that's on that 6-game winning streak, right? It wasn't the prettiest win last time out against Arkansas, but look, they've still been on a phenomenal streak, and they've beaten some solid teams. And as we know, there really are no easy games in this conference. So a 6-game winning streak, nothing to scoff at. If the Bears want to win this game, they are going to need to win the rebounding battle. And they hold a pretty substantial advantage in that category in terms of defensive rebounding. So I don't see a lot of second chance opportunities coming from Texas. So really, what can Texas do in the paint? Because UT is not a good 3-point shooting team. Baylor much better from beyond the arc, which is another reason they could be a live dog here. Longhorns obviously have that tremendous 12-1 home record. I think that's kind of baked into the line already. And then we see Baylor, respectable 6-3 if you combine their road and neutral site games. Whoever has the lead late in this game is they're capable of taking care of business because both of these teams are pretty good from the free throw line. Texas has not been making money for their backers this season despite their good home record. So I'll be on the underdog Bears here tonight, Joe.
All right, leaning towards Baylor in this one. I mean, should be a whole lot of fun. And losing to Tennessee is nothing to be ashamed of there, especially on the road here. So what do you think we get from Texas tonight? Are you willing to back them here, lay to 4?
We've talked about this conference, Joe, and I've kind of pimped this conference saying that if you can catch 5 points or more, as a road or home dog, which is going to be rare anyway. It's going to be rare that you're a 5-point home dog in a conference. And there's a couple matchups that will happen with specific teams, but my colleagues are correct. Everything they've said is spot on. Texas, 17-4 straight of 8-13 against the number. Not really performed for their backers, at least against the number. No, and as you said, no shame in losing to Tennessee. That was it was a big game. I think a bigger game for Tennessee than it was for Texas. And I know people will argue, pundits will argue with me because of some of the things that have happened in Austin this year with coaching, et cetera, et cetera. Arkansas has been a bit of disappointment. So Baylor, again, rolls forward. Baylor, like a large number of the Big 12, listen. First off, they're a much different team. This is a team that really hung their hat on the defensive coat rack, per se, and that's not who they are this year. They're more of an get up and down the court team. They score. This is one of the best scoring teams in college basketball, and that's not really been the case in years past. If they were a good scoring team in the past, it was because of what they did defensively, turning their defense, at least their elite defense, into points tonight. It's difficult for me to support Texas here. Also difficult taking a road team in a Big 12, Joe, only getting, a field goal on the hook. Is it still a field goal on the hook right now? I believe it might be close to that. So at that point in time, I'm not in this room. I won't be in this room, at least unless you convince me otherwise or one of the other guys do. But if I was, I would definitely be backing one of my favorite teams, and one of my favorite cities in the world, Waco, Texas, for the Baylor Bears.
So it's you're right. I mean, both of these teams have been burning money for the backers here. Texas 3-7 in their last 10. Baylor's in better form as far as that goes. 4-1-1 in their last 5. So they're going to get some points here tonight on the road against UT. We'll see if they can take advantage of it. Should be a hell of a game.